Hello, Narnach here. Welcome back to Path of Exile. We have made it to the Lunaris temple, and, well, with a bit of luck we're gonna make it through Piety as well today. Maybe even a bit beyond that. So far we have been blitzing Act 2 and 3. And between episodes I upgraded some gear that should ensure we will remain blitzing. So, our total DPS for Earthquake used to be around 1000, it's now 2200. And that's because I've got this lovely plated mole. It's got 6 sockets, but I don't have the currency to invest in actually getting 6 links into it. But the 4 link is still pretty decent. But it just adds so much damage. It's pretty ludicrous. And also my body armor, I boosted it to have a lot more armor, so we are more protected against physical damage. And I had to balance my resistances a little bit, but they're all maxed out again. So that means we are ready for the challenges that will be thrown at us. You are gonna reanimate stuff, so let's not allow you to do that. So, Lunaris level 1. As always, I'm gonna look for my buddy Cole, see if we can face tank his damage. If we can, then that's a good indication that we are ready to absorb some blows from a Piety and Dominus later on. Yeah, we're there. It's always when things get bloody and creepy, it's our buddy. So. Also, let's summon our totem. But this looks pretty good. I mean, he hits for about 600 with his most powerful hits. That's something we can face tank. So we are ready. We are ready for Piety. More than ready for Piety even. So I had to look at some of my older videos to gauge how much life I had in the fights with Piety, and 2000 life for Cruel Piety seems about right. I was playing an armor that didn't have any armor but had energy shield. So basically if you treat energy shield as an armor replacement, you can ignore it and just look at the base life. And 2000 seems about right. Especially since this is a very tanky character. I mean, we got Fortify, we got Endurance charges, we got insane life regen, we got the Golem now, which we didn't have before. So I think we are in a very good situation to take on the bosses of Act 3. And we've been lucky, there's a waypoint here, so we can go down. So I haven't entirely made up my mind yet on what to do with the labyrinth here. Ancestral power, it didn't help him. Because obviously the labyrinth is on a completely different level of challenge. And it's probably wise to continue leveling until I'm decently into Act 4. Getting access to some higher tier gear. And just upgrading things, mastercrafting things. And just generally improving my life and regen and armor probably even more before we take on that challenge. On the other hand, we might just go for it since we are blitzing everything right now. There is a fair chance that we will be able to do the labyrinth just fine, that I'm just being overly cautious. So, these tentacle miscreations in combination with the golem, that's pretty good. They really focus on the golem rather than on me. Because normally you just get barraged with bullets. And now they just completely ignore me. Legacy of Vigor. Well, that didn't help them either. The new hammer with the extra damage, it really helps just to clear things faster. Ooh, flame bearers. Yeah, let's not stand in there. I'm all happy there's a delay before that explosion. You have some time to figure out like, hey, I'm in a bit of a bad situation right now. Let's move out. Okay. We keep going. Oh, dead end. Well, for them, that is not much for me. Oh, there was a unique here, apparently. Random unique. That unique. Not very unique if they just die with 2 hits. Not quite sure if I had the Molten Shell, cast when damage taken, Molten Shell in previous time. And it kicks in every 900 damage taken, so that's about 45% of my life. Then I get, well, it says it will give me 250 additional armor. In practice, due to my heavy investment in armor buffs, it's about 700 extra armor. So it will help me tank things that do physical damage. Let's see, did I miss something? Because this is going downstairs. Ah, there is another bit. Oh, first let's clear this. And then identify that. Ooh, Rogue Exile. I like Rogue Exiles. They are squishy. So we were heading towards Devotion to get more life and Endurance to get more endurance charges. Let's first grab the life nodes. 2100 rather than 2000. Okay, let's resummon the golem just to refresh its life. Put up a totem. And then we start hammer smashing. And then there is Eoin Graver. Ooh, first chisel. Some glass blowers bubbles. Okay, cutter.
Carry this.
What? Am I overburdened already? Oh, can we at least pick up the soldier's gloves? Right, let's interrupt this blitzing for just some shopping blitzing.
Yes, what is it?
So I finally managed to get Vegan into my hideout by just encountering him with another character while playing with some friends to get him to level 2 so you can get him into your hideout and then you can do some dailies for him. So he's level 3 now and I can actually use some of his buffs. So a bit of life regen. Decent damage to attacks. This is not good. Okay. Chisels, put them up there. Put this one in the sorting bin. And we go back to where we were. So yesterday while playing with some friends managed to buy a Facebreaker's gauntlet from Perandus for about 320 coins. So I'm currently assembling some gear to make a Facebreaker's build. So if you haven't found them so far, Facebreakers are unique gloves that add 800% or so to your attack damage if you are unarmed. So basically it makes your unarmed attacks get a whole bunch more power and basically treat it as if you had a weapon, or makes unarmed into a thing. And it's compatible with Ice Crash, which is a skill I very much like. So the way to boost Facebreaker's damage is by having a lot of gear on you that just adds a flat amount of physical damage, because that gets scaled by the Facebreaker's build bonus. So yeah, I'm becoming more and more a fan of Perandus and the offers he has, because there are some very interesting offers there. I mean, buying a Facebreakers, up until this point I've only heard about Facebreakers, never actually found one, and supposedly it's a decently rare set of gloves. Well, no, there it's level 16, so it's pretty low requirement for equipping it, so you can actually start the build pretty quickly. I mean, Ice Crash, for example, has a level requirement of 28. So I'll actually have to make do with some other attack until then. Blood elementals. Completely unfazed by all the attacks. They did take out my golem. How much is my life regen currently? 107. With the golem it's 171. Those are good numbers. Ooh, someone lost a level 96 character. That's unfortunate for them. I hope it's not due to some weird glitching or game crashing, because that actually has been happening recently. And so yesterday I was playing with some friends, and all of us actually experienced a game crash at some point, which was not fun. No, admittedly we played the entire evening and it only happened towards the end. But might be some kind of memory leak or something that only shows up after playing for a number of hours. Counter investment with 5 sockets, that's pretty decent if you're gonna go energy shields. But I've since learned that 5 socket items are not actually that good if you're not immediately gonna use them. Because by the time you find them, you will find a lot of them. And they're just not worth the stash space. Maybe if they're low level and 5 socketed, then it might be useful, or 5 linked, but for just a 4 link plus 1, nah, not worth it. Not according to me at least. Hey, hello there. Oh, yeah, sorry. We had a assassin mission. Yeah, we suck at assassin missions. If it's not kill them all, then we're not gonna do it, because the only option we have is to kill them all due to Earthquake. Some entertainment on the side. Very much dead. Blood elementals up top. Okay. Time for Piety. Let's see how this fares.
You've done your ancestors proud.
Yeah. Have a totem.
Here's your warrior's death.
I don't quite like the sound of a warrior's death. Here. Have another totem. Okay. She's taking damage quite quickly. Okay, good. Melee form. That's the best form actually for me, because I can deal with it quickly. The ice archer is the worst. Okay, but did you look at that health bar not moving? Yeah.
I will take everything Dominus loves, as he took it from me.
You know what?
So
I'm actually gonna go straight for Dominus now. I feel like blitzing the 2 bosses here, and then I'll probably do the labyrinth on my own, or no, not the labyrinth, the library. Of course we have the labyrinth trial.
Be careful.
But yeah, skill points. Yeah, I like skill points.
Tread carefully,
So
Exile.
2100 life. 2287. And the effect of non-curse auras has been improved by 3%. So that's 3% more effect of Herald of Ash. And yeah, Herald of Ash. Okay. So we got a key. Time to unlock a Dominus. This is really, really is becoming a Juggernaut from the comics and the cartoons. It's an unstoppable character that once he starts running, he will not be stopped. No matter if there's walls in the way or anything, he will just go and go and go. Waypoint. Okay, So many effects. Okay, I think we got him. Suddenly the screen turned non-gold. See how well that Stone Golem is at attracting attention. It's very nice. It's especially nice if you're playing a non-tanky character. I mean, this is a tanky character, and I just get double the benefit of having a secondary tank to basically increase my own tankiness even further, because there's a lot of damage that I just don't have to take anymore. But if you're playing an archer, for example, then the golem is going to attract all the attention. So your archer doesn't need to tank as much. The same if you're playing like a shadow, a melee shadow. No, having a golem to attract the attention while you deal the damage, that's a perfect combination. So I really like it. It's only if you got a build that wants to be hit, like if you got damage reflection or on-hit triggers if you're using those very heavily, or cast when damage taken. If you got a really edge case build, then this might not be the build for you, or the golem for you, because he will be competing with you for attention, of course. But of course there are war cries to just override the aggro mechanics as well. More golden hordes. You do notice that the golden horde is graphically way more intense than anything else. Ooh, 6-socket decimation bow. If my archer was still in hardcore Perandus League rather than Standard League, that would have been a very nice find. Unfortunately, Malachi insta-gipped her yesterday evening. But yeah, that first encounter with Malachi and Piety before he kills Piety, that's I never realized that it could be pretty brutal if he teleports on top of you and there is a bit of a server lag or something, then you die before you even see him on top of you. That was a rather anticlimactic way to lose a character, to be honest. On the other hand, it was just a casual character for playing with friends, so it's more about the social interactions than about advancing the character very far. And as a result, I didn't really put a lot of effort into building up her defenses and things like that, because normally when I play characters, especially my YouTube characters, I put a lot of time and effort into it. And I focus on upgrading my gear. I probably spend about half the time of my /play time just upgrading gear, in the hideout, doing some side missions, doing master quests, master crafting things, rerolling items, just doing some side areas to just get more currency, things like that. And with social characters I don't do that, because it all takes time away from playing with your friends, which on the hardcore might not always be the best idea. Let's see. And also was playing her as a evasion dodge character, so I went straight for acrobatics. That was actually from the start I beelined for acrobatics to get the dodge and the spell dodge. And as a result, she was actually able to deal quite well with large groups of enemies, because you only take a limited number of hits. And I had two teammates, of course, with me, and I had my Stone Golem, so there were a lot of things tanking for me. But now if you have something like a Malachi teleport on top of you and just backstab you for more than 8,000 points of damage, yeah, you will have to, if you don't dodge or spell dodge that backstab, then you're gonna take the full brunt of that attack, and that's gonna be a lot. And it was insta-kill, unfortunately. So yeah, evasion based characters, I haven't played them a lot. as a result, it's very hard to estimate just how well they tank. I mean, I played a little bit, of course, with my Shadow, which was evasion and energy shield based. And you really do notice that you don't have the damage mitigation that, let's say, a Juggernaut has, or Marauder in general, or a Templar or a Duelist. Okay, that's the waypoint, that's good. Yeah, we can probably move on. See if we can find the exit. I'm also very happy that I'm playing the Ascendancy expansion with a Juggernaut the first time through, because this is just a naturally very, very tanky character. And well, the game does have a bit of a history that new challenges added to the game are sometimes a bit overtuned towards being very dangerous. So having a very tanky character gives you a better chance of being able to deal with it than, say, a character that's supposed to be dodgy and glass cannony. And that's why we now have a Juggernaut that cannot be stopped, will not be stopped. I think this is going to be another personal speed record in terms of running Piety and Dominus in the same episode. I don't think I've ever actually done that just this quickly after each other. Most characters needed a bit more time to get through the Lunaris Temple. And no, then there's just no time to actually run to Dominus as well. Or I needed some extra time to beef up my defenses even further. In this case, it's like, yeah, whatever. We're tanky enough. Let's go. Let's see. Paradisi Venenum. Dead plants. Right, probably over there. Yeah. Is this the final one then? Yeah. It's the Cyan holding cell. After that, it's just a matter of going north. Dominus, it's gonna be fun.
I exiled an animal. Now you almost resemble a man. Garrowing.
Okay. Let's just start smashing and see who gets under our hammer. Also gonna hide items just to make it less visually noisy. Just look at that health bar, not care.
Submit, heretic!
Okay, I have to re-summon my golem since the golem's health bar does care. Okay, so now we get the more crazy ones. The reavers and the...
Have you ever seen the true face of God, Exile? Shrink not from God!
Okay. So, face tanking him, just actually rather doable.
The light of divinity! Die!
Did he miss? He missed with the light of divinity.
The touch of God!
Okay, that was 600 points of damage.
Shrink not from God!
Okay, good.
This world is an illusion, Exile.
Resummon the golem. We are gonna run out of charges, so we'll have a slightly reduced tanking power here. Let's see, stand on this side, summon my totem on the other side. And I'll just keep shouting to build up my charges.
I cannot do this yet.
So far, so good. Okay. And I got all 5 charges back up. The endurance charges, that is. Boom, gone.
I cannot carry this.
Well, that was pretty nice, if I say so myself. And there is Lady Diala. Okay, well, we've unlocked Act 4. So, next episode, the road to Highgate. I'll spend my time just selling this. So, yeah, I'll clean up here. The next episode, we're gonna walk towards Highgate. We still have the final trial to do, and we have the labyrinth. So, we'll see. Probably gonna do the labyrinth once I'm halfway through Act 4, probably before Calms and the Rezo's Dreams. Just to get a couple more levels on, probably to, because if you look at the skill tree, the endurance charge is only 2 points away. Getting the extra duration there is probably going to be very nice for just lasting a bit longer in fights. And that's going to be nice. And then maybe after that go for Indomitable to take less damage from crits. And especially if it's physical damage, taking less damage from crits is going to make the entirety of the armor more effective. So, as always, I thank you very much for watching, and I'll hope to see you again next time. Bye bye.